So inside of Fish, we have had a huge nerf to the money method, right, in the economy from the previous update. And currently, one of the main things people are doing to farm money was in the cultist layer, you could farm money relatively simple with the Key of Whispers during a rainbow event. It was pretty much guaranteed. So they have nerfed this, making the value tremendously lower. So as you can see, it used to literally have an average sell value, most exotics, of around 9,000. Now its average sell value is only 600. So they nerfed it a lot. But like during even just in Aurora, so you had Merlin's luck, it was still really common. But during a rainbow, since it's caught during the day, I mean, you pretty much caught it every single time. So this is nerfed, but there are a few new pretty decent money methods we can be using, and I'll be showing you those today. So the first main ones are going to revolve around, and today might just be your lucky day, but if you're watching this video within 1 week of it coming out, then you will actually be able to enter into my FISCH set giveaway. I'm going to be giving away every single fish for this, and to enter, all you need to do is go down and click that hype button, and then hype this video, and then go and comment your Roblox username down below. But once again, hype this video, comment your Roblox username, and that will enter you into the FISCH giveaway. And I'm going to be giving this away to multiple people. Normal exotics, these most likely will get nerfed after this gets pushed out, because it's similar to the method of farming the Key of Whispers, except it's, relatively just as simple. So for the first few, we're going to be at Sunstone Island for this one, since there's actually a few here we can get. So in Sunstone Island, a few ones. So firstly, being one of the ones that was previous to, the most common methods people are using, is at Sunstone. The speed core has a very good value. You can also obtain this very easily. And the speed core has a base sell value, as you can see, of roughly average of 10,000. So if you get this alongside Sea Overlord and Sea Prince on the Ruinous Oath, you can get even better value. Use the Luminescent Larva, and say we have an Aurora, we have additional luck from that, and we are using the Ruinous Oath. So you see it as a 15.4% chance. Obviously, this isn't too great considering there's some other decent ones I'll show you, but the speed core is way better and a pretty decent option for now. But this is definitely not the best one, which I'll be showing you at the end. But as a quick note, the rod you use does matter. So a few recommendations is something like the Fabulous Rod or the Sea Overlord, or the Nate's Blade, since both of these naturally boost the size of a fish. And then you can use events such as nukes or atomic nukes, which I do run atomic nukes in my Discord server, which you should join, which are pretty good. Now, rainbow events are also pretty decent, which you can get really simply just by doing this over here. He gives decent rewards. The one at Sunstone, one of the potential rewards is going to be a rainbow totem. So once you have a few of those, you can also get this commonly by using something like the weather matrix. Mine's on a delay, but every hour. Now, if you have a full server of people all, doing the same thing, you can do that. But the other fish you can catch here, which is another exotic, which is what makes this zone pretty good, is going to be the, I don't even want to pronounce this, but this has an average kg price of around 9,000. Once again, take 9,000, multiply it by the 55% increase from Sea Overlord and Sea Prince. And then you also can get the speed core here. Then you can get this thing right here. This is the fish. I mean, this is a really big one. And then we'll take this. This only has the 4x from when I was using Nate's Blade, but we'll take this one, right? We can see how much of this fish. This fish is 175,000. And that was, super easy to catch. And then the speed core, let's say this one, Giant Rockstar. This speed core, as you see, is worth almost 130,000. Now, this would, with mastered, right, would be worth nearly 200,000, way more, but nonetheless, it's still pretty decent farming at Sunstone, so I'd recommend using that. Once again, the rods you can use, like I was saying before, the Sea Overlord, Nate's Blade, Sea Prince, really good because you guarantee get a 4x mutation. So as you saw before, you can guarantee get something like that. And then if we go back over to this page, say we are using say you're farming something like the Nate's Blade, with this, it's going to be around the same chances, but you'll still have pretty good stats overall. Now, my bait recommending is I would recommend using the Luminescent Larva. So back over at Sunstone Island, you can get it from the tropical bait crates. Those are really cheap. You can buy a ton of them in bulk. Now, the next fish is going to be over at Treasure Island. Now, this you can get to using the Traveler's Whistle. Now, the reason why this one is pretty good, with an Aurora and 30 from Merlin's Luck, if you see we use the Ruinous Oath, you have a very high chance. But if you use the specific bait, gold shrimp bait, you're actually going to have a very, very high chance to catch this by default. As you see, a nearly 20% chance, and it's way higher than any other bait. Now, the only thing though about that bait is the only way you can get it is using the Merchant's Rod, which isn't obtainable anymore. It was from the second sea. The Merchant's Rod pretty much allows you to catch any bait randomly when you're doing it, but you'll just fish down here. Now, you can catch it still at a 10% chance, and it does have a way higher average sell value of nearly 10,000 than other exotics in these options, but it's still pretty decent. And while you're here, you can appraise some other fish. Now, the other two, which are going to be by far the best, are going to be these fish right here, the Cthuliths and the Cthulid. So this one is Lucid and Cthulid, and from what I can remember, let me search this real quick. Lucid mutation is a 3.5. This doesn't have any kg increase. This is worth, yeah, almost 40,000. So if it had, way bigger and a better mutation like Mastered, it would be worth nearly 200,000 at least. Now, both of these are going to be over here. So I'm gonna head on over to Cultist Lair and show you the best strategies for this. Now, another note is if you cannot get, say, the Ruinous Oath, something like that, you can simply get the Luminescent Oath, or another thing you can do, I'll show you in a second, but the Luminescent Oath gives the Master mutation. The only difference is it is harder to use. So over in the Cultist Lair, you'll come in here. Now, the only difference from the Cthulith and the Cthulid, since there's two different ones, these spawn into the separate zones. So there's the first one, which is in the Hall of Whispers, which spawns in, you can use the fish radar to see it, in the Hall of Whispers. This is where the Cthulid will spawn in. The Cthulid, as you can see, has pretty decent average sell value of around this, but this is the main thing, is these are very, very easily to obtain. So say you're using the Nate's Blade, so you see 47% chance if you're using squid bait. This is the one thing, most baits, I made a little chart right here. Most baits recommend something like Luminescent Larva or something like that, but the Cthulid, specifically like squid bait, during an Aurora, you have a 47% average chance to catch this, and I mean, it's pretty decent. Now, that'll be in here during the server event, it'll say the, like a Cthulid have spawned in or whatever. Now, what we'll do is now if you want to go to the Passage of Oaths, this is where you can actually get even more value. As you see, the Cthulith abundance is spawned in. So say I want to use squid bait during an Aurora, then I mean, the zone literally just ended, but it is way better in here. So during an Aurora, Auroras are way easier to obtain now because they're way cheaper, but you'll fish in this zone right here during only that. So I would recommend grinding other zones like Sunstone. So say if you're fishing for a while, I'd recommend fishing here when the zone is spawned in, but then go back over to Sunstone. But the main thing people were originally doing was farming the Key of Whispers and the Key of Oaths and all that. And pretty much what happened was that was immediately nerfed because I guess it was too valuable or whatever. Because even with just something like an Aurora, I mean, you can catch this really commonly, but during a Rainbow event, which is the main thing, which I'll show you, during a Rainbow event in the Cultist Lair, as you see, the Key of Whispers prefers daytime. So during a Rainbow event, you have the boosted 10x luck, and alongside that, it's during daytime. So your chances of catching this was pretty much guaranteed. So I'll switch to the larva real quick. As you see, we pulled it immediately. And so you would take it, right? You would perfect catch it, get mastered, big mastered. Something like this, you saw how simple that was to catch. Something like that would sell for not nearly, it would sell for over 200,000. So pretty much they nerfed that. And what some people were doing was they were using really good rods that were super easy to use, like the FISCH or the Fabulous rod, and then they would run an Atomic nuke, since Atomic is relatively the same as Mastered. So it's easier to use than the Ruinous Oath, and you always got that. But for the most part, the main recommendation is you want to go, I'll show you real quick. I've had pretty good value at Sunstone instead of other zones. And so you'll fish here, right? Say we're using the Luminescent Larva, we're fishing here. You'll get legendaries, right? You'll still get good value out of these because you're able to get like giant, big, or mastered on them. We'll catch this, mastered, and it's a really high base kg. Caught an exotic. This is the Speed Core, which, yeah, I mean, I'm not too great with this rod, but it's still really simple. Yeah, we got big. So if we got that, so I'll try to perfect catch this one just to show you the value you can get out of a, remind, I'm not going to camp. I'll try to catch one with mastered just to show you, but that was an enchant relic. Okay, this is the big one of this zone. Perfect catching this is probably really hard. Okay, we got that one mastered. I mean, this one, it wasn't big or giant, but I'll try to get a Speed Core just to show you the value you can get out of that. Okay, yeah, this is a Speed Core, and I failed it. Okay, never mind. We'll just get one that's big, and then, you can just multiply the value by 8x. So that was an enchant relic again. Anyways, so you'll get the Speed Core, right? Let's just say a normal one, right? This is just a normal one. This is the base kg. Take this, tell me the price of this fish. This one would go for nearly 100,000, literally normal. And I mean, they do not take long to catch. So then once again, a giant Rockstar one, or we'll do Luminescence since this is a higher value. Tell me the price of this, 100,000. And then if you get giant on it, tell me the price of this, 130,000. Then, right, that's only 4x. If it's 8x instead with Mastered, it's even more valuable. But if you also use a Atomic nuke, run Auroras, right, which we do in my Discord server once again, you should join that. It is really, really easy. And then even then you can use something like the FISCH, which, I mean, this makes catching super easy because you get like plus high on the percentage of progress speed. So something like that would be tremendously easier. So it would be something such as like a plus 70% or something like that. So it would be really easy to catch. And then besides that, for the most part, you can get glitched potions, which I can show you the best way to get these. And I would recommend using the Voided Gloves. Voided Gloves are really, really good. And I think they're obtained through levels, I believe. Yeah, for hitting level 1900. So it's really good that way. But you can get glitched potions through the daily rewards. You can get them through the black market, but you can also get them through these challenges right here. So yeah, it's like one of the most common rewards you can get, or, you can get XP, but it's one of the really common rewards you can get, and you can do those challenges. I think it's like every 15 minutes. Super easy to get those, but the glitch potion pretty much just duplicates every fish you catch, so you get double. So if you get a bunch of mastered giant Speed Cores, those will all be doubled, and then you can sell all them. So for the most part, I mean, this is pretty good. I'm assuming they're going to start nerfing all the smaller exotics like that. But I mean, I think they might have really just nerfed the Key of Whispers because with rainbows, it was like guaranteed catch. So it was really high value. But for the most part, that's pretty much it for this video.